धीरा धीरा जना प्रिया प्रिया You know, Jagannath Prabhu, what is going on? Sri Chaitanya Kripa Vara Bhuvi Bhuva Vara Bahantarakam. Oh, it probably goes only with the Vande Rupa Sanatana Jagutudo. I guess it's very touchy. Na shastra bichara naekanipuna Tadharma samstaka. Hitakarina tribhuvane Mano sarana Radha Krishna Padara Binda Bhajana Nandena Nandito Bande Rupa Sanatana Raghujugo Tapani Quintana Tanu Govinda Gana. Well, Banderu Kasana. You may have to use this chord to show it from you because I'm getting confused. Too many things going.
I put it in oh, I see. This won't work with mine.
No,
Maybe.
but right now we cannot test. Atur namas samandalapati Srenim Sadatum Shabam. Ganesha Ko Karunaya.
I think but I need a chart. That would be on the tools.
Vande Rupa Sanatana Raghujudo.
If this works with this, am I already plugged in? This is not there. So if I unplug it, that's
Yeah. So you cannot unplug, right? It's my fault. I'm just late. Kokilahangsa Sara Sagana Kine Mayura Bitapa Sri Jukta Brindavani Nana Ratna Nibadamala Bitapa Sri Jukta Brindavani Krishna Mahakrishna Prabhayantam Krishna Padaram Andero Pasanatana Raghujuga Sri Jiva
So I think going on and on.
Maybe I have to share it, no? Sankha Purvakanam. Let me share it. Let me share it. Hold on. Yeah, that's better. I have to share it. Vidrahara Vihara Kadipita. Good. It's going in between. It's going in between. So if you give me a few minutes, is that okay? I'll try to. They won't be able to follow. Try to. Or should we do later? After. Huh? Yeah, after. Leave it. It's fine. I'm just putting. Vande Rupa Sanatana Raghujuga Sri Jivato Palato. Radha Krinda Tate Gayanta Chakadahare Gunabaram Baba Vande Rupa Sanatana Raghujuga Sri Govardhana Kampa Pada Patale Kalindivane Patala Sarvata Brajapure Vande Rupa Sanatana Vande Rupa Sanatana Oh, Swami Jaya, Swami Swami Jaya Prabhupada. Gaur Pramanande. Would somebody like to read the translation? You have access.
I respect unto the six Goswamis, Sri Rupa Goswami, Sri Sanatan Goswami, Sri Raghunatha Bhatta, Sri Raghunatha Dasa Goswami, and Sri Gopala Bhatta Goswami, who are always engaged in chanting the holy name of Krishna and dancing. They are just like the ocean of love of God, and they are popular both with the gentle and with the ruffians because they are not envious of anyone. Whatever they do, they are all pleasing to everyone, and they are only blessed by Lord Chaitanya. Thus, they are engaged in missionary activities meant to deliver all the ancient souls in this material universe.
I offer my respectful obeisances unto the six Goswamis, namely Sri Rupa Goswami, Sri Sanatan Goswami, Sri Raghunath Bhatta Goswami, Sri Raghunath Das Goswami, Sri Jiv Goswami, Sri Gopal Goswami, who are very expert in scrutinizingly studying all the revealed scriptures with the aim of establishing eternal religious principles for the benefit of all human beings. Thus, they are honorable refusals, and they are worth taking shelter of because they are of and sought in the mood of the gopis and are engaged in the transcendental and loving service of Radha and Krishna. Right?
I offer my several businesses to six Goswamis, who are very much enriched in understanding Chaitanya, who are thus experts in predicting its transcendental qualities. They can purify all conditioned souls, the actions of their simple activities, by pouring upon them transcendental songs about Chaitanya. As such, they are very expert in increasing the limits of the ocean of transcendental bliss, and they are the saviors of the living entities from the devouring of the rich.
Okay. Put it other way around.
I offer my respectful
Okay.
obeisances
That will be better.
to
You can fix this.
Thank
Thank you. You know how to do it? No. He doesn't know. You better show him.
It
is a statement. This is then we have to put other bits on
And see where it clips.
I offer my respectful obeisances unto the six Goswamis, namely Sri Rupa Goswami, Sri Sanatan Goswami, Sri Raghunath Bhatta Goswami, Sri Raghunath Das Goswami,
Yeah, it
Sri
doesn't
Jiva
look
Goswami,
like it speaks.
and Sri Gopal Bhatta Goswami. We're always engaged
So somehow we
in
have to just capture it.
transcendental and where there are beautiful trees full of fruits and flowers, which have under their roots all valuable. Because families
Like
are
this,
to bestow upon the living entities.
This you can change however you want. Meaning that is USB not. So you have to select the camera.
I offer my respectful obeisances unto the six Goswamis.
Cannot see them.
Shri Goswami, Shri Sanatana Goswami,
No, they are there in the video.
In the
Shri
video.
Yeah,
Raghunath
then
Das
down,
Goswami,
Next
Next to Goswami, and Shri Prabhupada
here, videos, this arrow.
chanting the whole
Yeah,
verse,
there you will see.
and
Yeah,
down,
yes,
with scheduled measurements. In this way, they utilize their valuable lives, and in executing these devotional activities, they conquered overeating and sleeping, and were always
No,
meek
it
and
stopped
humble,
it on it.
enchanted
No, no,
by
start it.
remembering the
Correct,
chances
start the video. Yeah, okay. Somebody's bottle is showing. I can see from here. That's good. How do I make it like whole thing? Or can it come?
I think you have to be farther backward.
No, it will, but not at present.
You could probably move the laptop.
Who needs the laptop? Yeah.
Yeah.
So we will do it later. There is a software, so you can zoom in and zoom out.
I see this thing has a screw on the bottom. There's a stand.
This cannot go further. Far.
Okay, it could be next to it, right? Oh, yeah.
This much it will be more.
Who were chanting very loudly
Maybe you can make
everywhere,
it.
showing,
Can come in.
And next to she wants to do that.
Yeah,
shouting, Queen of Vrindavan Radhe,
And I'll just
O Lalita, on the son of Nanda Maharaj, where are you all now? Are you just on the hill of Govardhan, or you under the trees on the bank of Yamuna? Where are you? These were their moods in executing Krishna consciousness.
all the way back. Move this down.
So this one, you can little flexibility to go. And also, if you want to use the mic in this, then that would be, I think, better. But you're using the mic of this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think this would be better because it's made for picking up. So we can select it if you want.
We can just
You're using now.
uh,
Unmute when you unmute. Just
from here both can be used, right?
Yeah, only one at a time. So you can select that.
Oh, I never used that.
USB. Okay, that is good. Because you selected. So this is the mic now. Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Hare Krishna, dear Prabhus and Mothers. Welcome back to our second session. Maybe afternoon session, we can have a little more closeness so that the camera can capture everyone.
Maybe we can like with the hair there. That's why we
Oh, I see. Then they can move a little bit.
So eventually we'll make it shorter.
Okay.
Yeah, because now that software is not there.
Okay. Wonderful. Hare Krishna, Vidura Prabhu, can you hear me?
Yes, Prabhuji. Fine,
Alright.
very good. Nice.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Prahladananda Prabhu
Hari
is
Bol.
here. He said Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
Thank you, Prabhu. Who is expressing gratitude?
Yeah.
Prahladananda Prabhu. Go ahead.
One guy behind this guy. I express my gratitude. I want to start giving gratitude to an unknown person.
known person because I don't know who brought me that BTG magazine to start. This was the first time in my life, I don't know who brought me that BTG. And I read one article of Sri Prabhupada, and all my madness, which I learned in med school, turned into some wisdom. And I understood that, the real goal of human form of life is not sense gratification, but something higher than that. That's the first lesson I learned from Sri Prabhupada. And from that day, I decided to surrender to Sri Prabhupada. Although I was born of a mother who was very study, and my father gave me Bhagavad Gita, very early in my life, I was still a demon. Demon in the sense, I didn't have much faith with our culture. Much because of the British influence and all that, which goes in our blood. And, I felt so proud in speaking English rather than Gujarati and Hindi like that at that time. And I thought that one must have mastered in English rather than Sanskrit. All my such ideas were thrown into garbage when I surrendered to Prabhupada. So in my life, I am greatly, grateful to Sri Prabhupada. And I feel so fortunate that I was born in lifetime of Sri Prabhupada. And that there should be some free foods and spiritual devotees. And the teaching he has left for all of us. Sri Prabhupada says, I'll never die. And I'll never live in peace. And this is so true. So many people, like myself and others, they have come in touch with Sri Prabhupada's teachings. One book, one page, one line, and their lives have changed. So I'm so eternally indebted to Sri Prabhupada.
Thank you. Thank you, Praladhananda Prabhu. Wonderful. So this kind of gratitude every day, every session, one person will express this, and please help Praladhananda Prabhu with your name when he asks.
I have already scheduled some for today and next year.
Put the mic for you.
Oh, okay.
Can you put closer?
Sure.
Thank you. Wherever you want.
Hare Krishna. Because some of you already heard it, when I start a session or seminar, few components require you to carry. And you bear with me, it is for your benefit. And it will be very good. Thank you. Thank you, Mother Supriya Radhika from Middle East, join. And
Hare Krishna Prabhu Dandavat Pranam.
So I'm going to request all of you to think of three things. Please repeat after me. Say Jantram, Mantram, Tantram. Jantram means that when we pray, all these prayers or mantra we recite has a personality behind authorizing. It is not some concoction, somebody's idea we are reciting. Is that clear, everybody? There's a person who is beyond the four defects, and he has a form. He wants you to see him, just like Mother Rama's son was there. Just an example. When someone walks in the temple room, they say the baby hi, and with the deity, they pay obeisances and they turn back. Some. We're not judging, but we are pinpointing. Why they wave the baby, not Gornitai? Why they don't wave Gornitai or communicate? Why? Because we think we are not communicating to a person. We have some idea in the background that they are real God, but we don't see as a person standing. If Bhakti Charan Maharaj was standing there, would you just pay obeisance and walk out? Or you would look at him, smile at him, how are you, Maharaj? Everything okay? Yes or no? So we are not idol worshipper, we are ideal worshipper. We are personal vigraha, deity worshipper. Slowly, try to get in, slowly. It won't happen in overnight. Hopefully it will happen overnight. But slowly start thinking they are person. Prabhupada is a person. Did I do this before? No. Recently, like few years back, when I was studying about it, I say, oh my God, I go to temple, I don't talk to Prabhupada. So that means I don't believe. I believe, okay, this is his deity. What does that mean? It means I really, if I have a problem, I'll complain to or talk to him. Tell him and hoping something will happen. But if he's a person, we would not just think of hope. We will really talk to him and say, this is the problem I have. Prabhupada says, when Krishna Balaram was installed in Vrindavan, he said, now all your problem is over because you are going to speak to Balaram if you have any difficulty or challenges. And Prabhupada said like this, dear sir, Balaramji, you can hear that lecture. These are the problem I have. Please help me too. If it is not a person, then why you say, please help me too? It makes sense? Start developing this vision that they are a person. Gaurnita is a person. Next 14 days, that's a lot of paying obeisances. Time 3 sessions at least, right? 3 times 14 is what? 42. 42 times you're going to converse. Starts from today. You're going to talk to them. How are you? You look happy. Somebody dressed you very well. I hope you're getting nice prasadam. Maybe, when I came in, I was very nice. Mother Ramya was cleaning the whole floor. He's doing very nice service. And Phil was helping. It's like, it's a personal. Like, why was he helping? Because she is a person who was communicating to help each other. Krishna, Gaurnita is a person, personality of Godhead. We have to start developing. Otherwise, philosophy stays here and our personal experience stays here. You have to link it. Does that make sense? Okay. So we are going to pray to who? To a person. It is not just some word, sound vibration. It is a person. Jo mantra, so guru sakshat. Jo mantra, so guru sakshat. In spiritual domain, when you go to Golok Vrindavan, will Prabhupada be in a sannyas, Indian bari sannyas form? Yes? Maybe, maybe not. But he's a person. What kind of person? Krishna conscious person. It is a level of consciousness. So if you elevate your consciousness and communicate, verbalize your whatever you want to express, then it can communicate with your attitude. If you really want to approach, you can approach. Start seeing it. Only doing will not be enough. Start also see reciprocation. Then you will have a strong faith within your heart. Nobody will take you away. This is required. When Dhaneshwar Prabhu asked Prabhupada, how do I know that you accepting the bhoga when I offer to you your form, a photo? Guru's photo is there, you offer, ring the bell, and you say, Idam Naivaddam Samarapayami. Okay, you said it, but he's a person. So his question was very relevant. How can you accept the offering through a photo? So then Prabhupada breaks down. I'm summarizing. He is still alive in Alachua. You can ask him. He carries a letter. Anywhere he goes, he carries that letter. Because Prabhupada very nicely explained. He says, Prabhupada says, I did not meet my Guru Maharaj more than 4 or 5 times. But the first meeting, I never left his association since first meeting. So you think, what does that mean? He never left his association. He is always with his Guru. So then Prabhupada said, my Guru Maharaj is always with me. He even writes in Bhagavatam purport. Nowadays, our Guru Maharaj, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, delivering people all over the world through his disciple. And you wonder who is speaking about who? Prabhupada is talking about his Guru Maharaj, how his Guru Maharaj is delivering through him. Can you see that? He's a person, he's relating, he's carrying his Guru Maharaj with him. We can, I hope you all are doing, if not, start developing today, from today, forever. In Golok Vrindavan, Krishna is also there in the heart of all Brajavasis. Krishna is eternally in the heart of Brajavashi. That's why Krishna's another name is Vishnu. When you say Vishnu Bhakti Prade Devi, it's all right, perfectly all right. We don't have to change anything. In Tulsi prayers, in Radha Kunda, Jatha Radha Priya Vishnu. Huh? Rupa Goswami Pad, right? Jatha Radha Priya Vishnu. Is Vishnu's girlfriend is Radharani? What do you think?
They're both at the same time.
Thank you. This is how you have to see. Yes, that Vishnu is Krishna. Sarva Vyapnati iti Vishnu. One who is in the heart of every living being. Is Narayan in the heart of Brajavasis? No. First of all, where is the heart? Where is the heart?
Center of the chest.
Center of the chest. You mean this physical body?
Yeah.
So if I cut it, you can show me?
Heart is made of matter, so yes.
Oh, now you're going in analysis. Heart is made of matter. So you please write it. Heart in the center of consciousness. And from soul, the consciousness coming. So when you are thinking, feeling, willing about Krishna, you have a feeling for Krishna, you have a devotional attitude for Krishna, you want to serve him, Krishna is there. Have a strong faith. Krishna is there. He is in the center of heart. Where is the heart? Center of consciousness. Very simple, but we have to cultivate that view. Then slowly, slowly you will feel his presence within you. I mean, I don't want to be stranger, but you know, certain thing I do sometime, I ask Krishna, what should I do? And I see within a moment, the things are unfolding. Because he reciprocates, he wants to reciprocate. If you ever see a child, mother takes a child to a playground, I saw this. Mother say, okay, go play. I'm here, okay? And then still again, after a few months, if you need me, I am here. And then you think like, why she's telling so many times? Because want to make sure, different way she tells, that if the child needs help, he's there. Krishna said the same thing. Sarvasya chaham. I am in everyone's heart. So if you look at it, many verses you'll find that Krishna is andantarastha paramanu chayantarastha. I am in the heart. I'm in the atom of everyone. Is the heart is within the atom? Is heart also within everything? When Krishna says, I am in everything, everywhere, his heart is also within everything and everywhere. Yes or no? Yes. But then why Krishna repeat this, I am also in your heart? It's out of affection. That if you need me, when you need me, I am there. Try to talk to me. Don't just focus, I am everywhere. Because impersonalist also counter logic. God is everywhere. Why you have to go to temple? So our logic is, he is everywhere, you accept. Why not go to temple also? Why you have to say, put down, like, no, don't go to temple. It's like they try to find some way to distract the Vaishnavas or believers. So similar way, if you start developing a relationship with the deity, I pray I won't tell you what I prayed, but I prayed. I prayed Gornitai this morning, and I see their inspiration within us. So I'm sure you all are experiencing. If not, start it. Experience speaks, say, experience speaks louder. So I ask you a question before I answer it. Do you want Krishna explanation or Krishna experience? You can say, I want Krishna experience more than Krishna explanation. We do need both, but Krishna experience is more important than Krishna explanation. It makes sense? So it is good to study Bhakti Shastri, perfectly all right, but you also start developing and actually experiencing. Then it will be always with you. When this guy was crazy in the middle of the night, woke up and with the kitchen knife, he's showing to Prabhupada, I can kill. Prabhupada didn't have a place to stay, so he was staying in that apartment. Prabhupada was not scared. He had a japamala on him, and he's chanting. And on the third time when this guy went around, and Prabhupada said, just put it down, chant. Krishna is in heart. Krishna is here. Now what happened to him? He jumped off the window and ran. But we look at Prabhupada's relationship, Prabhupada's experience in spiritual life. Never afraid. It's not some fantasy, I'm not afraid. No, it's experience. He really feels Krishna's presence in him, in his heart. You follow? Krishna se tomar, Krishna dite paro tomar sakati ache. Krishna is your. You can give Krishna. Therefore, we take initiation of Guru. Who has a Krishna, he can give. This is real. This is not just an idea or metaphor. Hare Krishna, Mother Satyabhama Murti, after a long time.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandot Pranam. Dandot Pranam.
So, Nectar of Instruction. Who wrote Nectar of Instruction? Louder. When did he write?
Srila Rupa Goswami.
Thank you. When did he write? And why did he write? So in a short, you can remember that there was a beautiful pastime took place, explained in Chaitanya Bhagavat very nicely. That one time Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Jagannath Puri took all his associate, whoever was there, and he went to the ocean. And the ocean at that day or at that moment, it was a beautiful blue color everywhere. And Mahaprabhu remembered Krishna and he jumped. And he was so much in ecstasy for hours and hours and hours. He has no external connection. Who is with him? And then after some time, they revived him. They wanted to bring him back to Gambhira, where he was staying. When he came out, he said, my dear friends, it was so beautiful. Krishna is so beautiful. And then he explains very sweet nectarian things that how we can see Krishna and make our life success. In that incident, Rupa Goswami Pad was standing right next to Mahaprabhu. Rupa Goswami Pad took this very nicely recorded, came back to Gambhira, where Mahaprabhu was staying, and wrote it down. This is where the 11th instruction. Some of the pastimes are also relevant to Rupa Goswami from his own experience. This Rupa Goswami Pad's teachings, it is not just the philosophy. I want all of you to remember. Of course, we are doing now Nectar of Instruction. Later on, we'll do Nectar of Devotion next week. But Rupa Goswami Pad is not acting as a Srimati Radharani's intimate Manjari while he is writing this. He is acting as a Rupa Goswami to fulfill Mahaprabhu's desire, just like conditioned soul. Through practicing this, what will be the experience? And his backing in Nectar of Devotion, you'll see many scriptures, references there. And you wonder, like, why so many slokas? For what? We just accept whatever Rupa Goswami says. No. Whatever experience we have, it should be backed up by two things. Brahma Samhita, 58 verse. Whoever has it, keep it ready. When I come, you will learn. This is a very important. Whenever you have a Krishna experience, whatever you experience in this spiritual practice, make sure it is followed by these two things. Then it is actually awakening your love for God. Mother Alwani, you are here. I see I didn't forget your name. Are you here to attain Krishna Prem? Louder. Or awakening Krishna Prem? Louder. Both? Everybody agrees with her? Huh? Awakening. Yes, Prabhu. Nobody supports her. But nobody supports her. She will be now sad. Yeah. You are trying to be diplomatic. You are saying something. Okay. It is awakening, but can be both. What did you say? There's a big difference on the answer. When you say awakening, mean it is there. Sun is rising. You did not say he created sun now. He's going to create sun now. Means it was not there. But when you say sun is rising, means it's there, now becoming visible. When you say awakening, mean it is there. We should always remember, we are not attaining Krishna Prem. We are awakening. It is very important. So, are you awakening or attaining? Awakening. Yeah? Okay. Very good. These are very fine print, but this can ignite your inner understanding when you pray to Krishna. Krishna, I already have love of God and you gave me. Can you please grant so that I can experience serving you lovingly? You can claim like this. If you say, I need to attain, well, then you have to find out who has it, who can give, who is willing to give. All kinds of idea. Prabhupada, our Guru Parampara smashed that mistake. But there are a group till today in this world. They say, no, it is attaining. You have to come to us. And our Guru Parampara rejected that. Said, no, this is not true. Mahaprabhu did not. Now, is that a sentimentalist idea or is it a scientific? When you have a reference of a great Acharya or Shastra, then you have a philosophical speculation. 14th chapter, first sloka. If you look at it, that everything you're thinking or experiencing, if it is backed up by Acharya or Shastra, then it is philosophical speculation. Why speculation? Because mind has a three function. Yes. One function is speculation. But if it is without philosophy, it is your own inference. It's a mental speculation. Dangerous. Doesn't matter how good it is. It's not good for bhakti. You follow? Some people may say something sounds very nice. You can align with bhakti. If it is not, reject it. So, is that clear? You can read in 14th chapter, first verse, Prabhupada writes that when this chapter is understood with philosophical speculation, it will take you to Krishna. Wait a minute. So, speculation is bona fide. Yes. I mean, without mind, you cannot even think right now. You cannot even see me. So what to talk about is important. Is it 6.5? What did Krishna say about the position of the mind? Uddharet atma atmano ayam. Na-atma avashadaya. Deliver yourself, mother. How? With the help of mind. You have 6.5, you read it. First, Krishna says, can you read it? You have it, 6.5. Uddharet atma.
One must deliver himself with the help of his mind and not degrade himself. The mind is the friend of the conditioned soul and his enemy as well.
Correct. So we have to deliver. Yes, Guru's mercy is there, but you have to take shelter of the mind. Mind has to cooperate with you, but mind also has a tendency to cover, or pull you, drag you, or it sounds like it's so many things you have to remember. Yes, because our position in prison is not a good position. What can you do? You can complain and suffer, or you can discipline your life, correct, reform and get out forever. It's up to you, that choice. So obviously you all want to reform. That's why we gather here and talk about it. So when Rupa Goswami Pad heard Mahaprabhu's explanation how to see that Shyam Sundar, love of Godhead, then Rupa Goswami Pad wrote this Upadeshamrita. So everybody clear when Nectar of Instruction was written? Can somebody repeat? Just quick. When? Okay.
Jagannath Puri, when in Jagannath Puri, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saw the green ocean, then they said that Krishna went into ecstasy, and whatever he spoke, Rupa Goswami summarizing
Very good. That's why 11 point or 11 sloka you will see. You have those sloka, Prabhu? We're going to recite this. And then next question is, why do we need nectar of instruction? Every day, just little clue. Why we need to study this? You remember in the early session, I said, why should be before how? Because why, if it is not clear, how is not going to be encouraging us. I am hungry. I need to eat. Okay. Then you'll find the food. Easy. And whoever has a healthy food. Like this. So why should be very important. What is the suffering? Anybody knows? What is suffering? I'm very specific in my question. I did not say why suffering. I said, what is suffering? I don't think everybody will agree with you. You are right, but not everybody will understand and agree with you. In one sense, it's correct.
Right now, so I want to take care of a baby. Just this is two options, right? So one, I'm a mother, I do it out of love. Or the second option is with the current bondage, I like, okay, I'll take care of him till he's probably like 12, 13, 17, whatever, he stays with us. Just because he has to take care of both me and my husband later in our lives when we get old, right? So that's like a kind of having an expectation that, eventually getting into current bondage. But the first one is like, I'm just doing it out of love. In a way, also love towards the God, doing my responsibilities.
That's true, what you say. But my question is, what is suffering? Yes.
Suffering is a mental experience of being uncomfortable.
That's very good, too. That's very good. In our constitutional position, Anandamaya Abhas, 24 hours a day, we should be happy. Please raise hand if you are 24 hours a day happy. I'm not talking about 5 minutes, 10 minutes here, half an hour here. I'm talking about 24 hours a day. If you are happy, raise hand. 1, 2, no, there's no 1 or 2. So none. So you have to be honest that yes, I feel happy, but not all the time. In spiritual world, all the emotions are there. There are 33 waves of emotions. In Nectar of Devotion, maybe we'll have it, maybe not. No. Because Nectar of Devotion is only 19th chapter. It's in the later part. But anyway, we can talk at that time. Nectar of Devotion, it explains how the Brajavasis are 24 hours a day happy. Now, when you agree and accept that you are not 24 hours a day happy, then you tell to yourself, I am conditioned soul. That's it. What is conditioned soul means? You're not happy all the time. Then negative is you have 4 defects. Just accept it gladly. I don't like these 4 defects. No, don't complain that. Just accept it. You have 4 defects. We do have 4 defects. Mistake, Brahm Pramad, Vipralipsha, Karuna Padav. Conditioned soul means this. You have 4 defects. So Rupa Goswami Pad, after writing, he gives a good logic. All the suffering in this world can be seen in 3 ways. One suffering is due to the ignorance, avidya. Avidya, Ashmita, Raga, Desha, Abhinivesh. This is one way to see is ignorance. Another is not with the karmis, but for us is offense. We don't suffer so much due to our sinful. But our sin becomes offense because we take it in a wrong way. It's a fact. We hear a million times, but still we commit offense instead of. If it is sin, it should not bother us. Sin actually gets destroyed very quick for a devotee just by chanting. Eka Krishna Name Jatapa Hare. One devotee was saying, uttering one Krishna name can destroy enough sin that you cannot even create in your entire life. I say, yeah, we are not denying that. He said, but then why devotees are suffering? I said, devotee suffering has nothing to do with sin. Devotee suffering because of the misunderstanding and offense. And then hitting and hammering, as I was mentioning. Anybody saw the goldsmith, how they shape a raw gold into a beautiful ring? You know what they do? They put in a fire and they heat it. So this is called sadhan. Sadhan means you feel the heat and hammering. When will it be over? No, be happy that you are progressing. One day you will be on Krishna's hand as a ring. Wow! That's such a wonderful, eternal life. So this is good. This morning I spoke about conditional to constitutional. How do you go from conditional to constitutional? Cognitional. Cognition, sambit potency. Krishna Bhagavata again sambite sar. Chaitanya Chaitamrita, 4th chapter. This is understanding Supreme Lord. Krishna is the Swayam and our relationship with him. My relationship with Krishna. My relationship with material nature. Material nature relationship with Krishna. Material nature relationship with me. These 6 questions, when you understand, then you have a sambandha again. But then what do you do with it? Once you understand the relation, what do you do with it? You apply it. This is called avidya, skill. But to apply it, you need skill. Otherwise, what happens? After 30 years, you will be talking, I'm practicing for 30 years. Did I advance? I don't know. You have to ask yourself. So, journey within, this bhakti is a journey within. We are traveling through consciousness by 3 ways. Srinata, Sadhaya, Nittam, Grinantasya sachestitam kalena na atidhirgena bhagavan vishate ridi. Bhagavan will enter in your heart. He will manifest in your heart through your devotion if you do this process. You hear Srinatha, Shraddhaya, you have to have a faith what you hear. And we discussed this morning, faith comes from two sources, yes? One is from your own desire. And another comes from Sadhu Guru Shastra. Good. And then if you keep on practicing, Srinatha Sadhya Nityam Grinantasya, you have to accept it. Proportion to your conscious acceptance will produce the result. Proportion to your conscious acceptance. How much you believe, how much you act on it, it will produce the result. You follow? We all will be chanting in this room, but all will not get same result. How much you believe, it's your personal thing. That much you get the result. Is that clear? Okay. So no more talking on that, but we are going to recite. Philip Prabhu very quickly, he made Google Docs, right? PPT. Did you send it? When?
What's that?
Right now? Or before? Maybe you can you post it on their WhatsApp? You want me to check first? I thought we have the same one. Is it Docs, Google?
It should be a slide. It should be a. It's in Google, but it's going to be a.
Okay.
But you want me to?
Let me see. Let me see.
And if you want, you can download it. I mean, you can open it in PowerPoint.
Can you all see?
Yes.
Okay. So we are going to recite. It will be in every session, you're going to recite this, all the 11 verses. And then we'll focus on each one. But I'm not a good singer or I'm not good in anything, just trying my best. So if you are better with the melody, how to sing, oh, there you go. Thank you. And then you can go with it. Okay? So when we pray, who we are praying? Right now, who spoke this? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, no. Rupa Goswami Pad spoke this. Mahaprabhu expressed how to get it. Rupa Goswami Pad put this, okay, this is the process you will get and you can achieve. So, as an assistant to Rupa Goswami Pad, we are reciting with him. We are not reciting. We are reciting as assistant. Like when you offer bhoga to the deity, you're not offering. But it looks like you are offering. No, you offering as an assistant. This attitude is very safe and guaranteed result. If you think you are going to offer to the God, I don't know. I mean, I should not say that. I can say boldly, if I offer to God, God may not eat. I think he will not eat. It's better to say. But if I offer it as an assistant to Prabhupada, assistant to my Guru, then chances are guaranteed they will eat because Prabhupada has love. So in this thing, you think of Rupa Goswami Pad. You need to add also Rupa Goswami Pad's photo so they are aware of his photo. Yes, on top. Because jantra means a form. When you are sitting next to someone, you want to... Yes, somebody raised hand. Yes, madam. Huh?
You already answered.
Oh, answer. Oh, see, Krishna, he's making it happen. Okay, so let us go to recite together. Now, Prabhus and Mothers, I repeat again. If you have the melody that you think it will be like easier for everyone, you can always come forward and lead. Otherwise, we will do this. So we are assisting Rupa Goswami Pad like this. But we are under Srila Prabhupada, who is next to Rupa Goswami Pad. There is a nice photo actually, Prabhu. The Rupa Goswami Pad and Prabhupada in one room in Radha Damodar temple, where Rupa Goswami Pad. Because Prabhupada did say Rupa Goswami Pad actually came in him. So he has a relationship, was not imagination of that. Prabhupada actually expressed that. It's such a wonderful, and somebody put it into a beautiful painting. It's there in Google's, Prabhupada and Rupa Goswami Pad. But if we can put it on them. So when we pray, Jantram means a form, a person. You are praying to a person who is listening. So you are praying to a person who is listening. How do you make the person who going to pay attention to your prayers? Your genuine, sincere approach with a proper attitude. You follow? So tantram, the word tantram means your attitude. How you go to a restaurant, as a bad example, but I just use it. You go to a restaurant and they have a nice, delicious food. But the person who is delivering the food has a runny nose during COVID. This is what happened. It's a true story. Somebody told me. And she's going like this. Achoo! And is, getting the plate of food. And the person who ordered, is watching like what's going on. So again, she sneezed twice or three times. And she's trying to control, but she could not control. Sometimes you cannot control your sneeze. I'm sure you all have experienced sometime in life of that. And when they brought the plate, and then he's not a devotee yet, but he comes to the program sometime. And he said, "You are so right. I said all of a sudden to the owner, I'll pay for the food, but I have some headache. Actually, I lied. I just didn't want to eat them." Because COVID started, the fear. You all are in America. I'm sure you all remember. There was a fear. The COVID in the beginning was like so fearful. Like everybody has a mask, like where you find the best mask. Even in our temple, we were closed for 1 month. I was alone doing arati, singing and everything. I was like, wow, wonderful. But then I appreciated the Devotees Association is so important. Was doing for 1 month was a little boring. But it was good. Nobody heard it. I just, there through the internet. So the point is when you are uttering, also make your attitude. The person, you may put a logic. You're going to eat the food. Who cares who deliver it? Oh, it is important how that person is delivering is he or she in a clean. Does it make sense? And then also another thing, jantram, mantram, tantram, that the plate, they carry the food, also need to be clean. If you say, what is in the plate? Oh, my dog is always like, you're feeling like, oh my God, I don't want to eat this food. But you're eating the food. Why you worry about plate is clean or not? Is it important? Yeah, because your appetite, digestion, everything turned off. Even the food is good, but the person who is delivered sneezing on the food, you feel like, I don't want to eat the food. So it's important when we pray, who is praying? What is the mentality? Then the prayers, who is behind it? Everything combined together produce the result. Does that make sense? Rupa Goswami said holy name is real as a person, Krishna himself. But Atha Sri Krishna Namadi na bhavet grajyam indriye seva unmukhi jivado. The person's attitude to serve will cause the holy name to manifest. But holy name is pure. Why it has to be service attitude? Don't put logic. You will never get it. That's why I use this like a simple example of food. Because this happened to this devotee. He's a devotee, kind of devotee. But he said, I didn't eat because she was sneezing on me. And she saw that nobody saw, but I saw behind the counter like she was sneezing. Not intentionally, but even that, you lose your appetite. Does that make sense? So jantram, tantram, mantram means that every mantra has a person and person behind it who wrote it means bona fide, this mantram, and then tantram means your attitude. So we'll recite like this. Is that okay? Okay, let us start. Om Ajnanati Mirandasya Genanjana Salakaya Chakshurun Militam Jena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namah Sri Chaitanya Manovistam Sthapitam Jena Bhutale Sayam Rupa Kadamhayam Dadatisha Padantikam. That mantra also you should adapt it. Who wrote this mantra and for who? For Rupa Goswami. Who wrote it? You don't know. You should ask, inquire this. Narottam Das Thakur. He wrote it. When did he write it and why did he write it? Because he was a sing. Narottam Das Thakur has a very special singing melody. All his philosophy, very heavy philosophy through the song, very simple way. Because he knows the villager will not sit down and recite Sanskrit. So he made it into a language that they can adapt. When he was composing this, he writes this so nicely and he started singing. Mother Janava Devi was there, Nityananda Prabhu's wife, and he was singing such a melodious. All the departed personality, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu, they all appeared. They all appeared just by hearing these melodious, his crying loudly to invite them to give the mercy to all these villagers that he was making this big pandal program. And it was such a wonderful, everybody could see Lord Chaitanya Nityananda Prabhu in the crowd. They were like, wow. So it is very important when you develop attitude, I hope you see it. You know that famous lecture Prabhupada had in New York, also in Dallas. Prabhupada said, give a chair to Narad Muni. They would like, they got really confused. You heard that, no? They could not, they didn't see Narad Muni, but Prabhupada saw Narad Muni. Then Prabhupada again repeated, give a chair so Narad Muni can sit. And that's why Prabhupada said, whenever our devotees speak, you should have an extra chair, which we have. I hope they come also. And Narad Muni, Lord Shiva in New York, in Dallas. Prabhupada said, Lord Shiva is here, give a chair for him to sit. They have a different body, subtle body. We can even see ghost. So how can you see demigod? Demigod has a subtle body. They are also living entities, but they have a different body. So spiritual body, Narad Muni's spiritual body, if he wants, he can reveal to us. Reveal to us doesn't mean like he will take a material form, means he will give a perception that we can see him. Like demigod, they have a high perception. They can see million people same time. I can only see what is available in front of me. That's all. So like this, that when Narottam Das Thakur was singing such a nice way and he was praying to Rupa Goswami Pad, you know the heart of Lord Chaitanya. I want Lord Chaitanya to come. Please help us. We are following your instruction. We are doing it. He was begging. Lord Chaitanya appeared. It's powerful, isn't it? Powerful. So we should expect Lord Chaitanya to appear also in our life soon. Not end of life. Why not now? So like this, then we have to follow. So at that time, Narottam Das Thakur composed this beautiful song. How to pray to Rupa Goswami Pad. So from tomorrow, you just immediately think, who composed this? We are singing, we are paying obeisances to Rupa Goswami Pad. Who is singing? Who composed that? Narottam Das Thakur and Rupa Goswami Pad appeared. So nice. Isn't so nice? So we can do like this. And then, okay, I'll tell after this. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also, maybe tomorrow. Just otherwise it takes too much time. Okay. Again, let us do it. Namo Sri Chaitanya Manovistam Sthapitam Jena Bhutale Sayam Rupa Kadamhayam Dadatisha Padantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Jutapada Kamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatanitam Tam Sajivam Sadaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Sri Vishakha Nitangscha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamini Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunnavadi Paschatadeshatarine Namo Mahabadannaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratishe Namah He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanto Radha Kanto Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vrindaye Tulasi Devaye Priyaye Kesavasya Cha Vishnu Bhakti Pade Devi Sattavati Namo Namah Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vindam Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Rama. Okay, we are going to recite together. Vacha vegam manasa krodha vegam jiyabha vegam udara upasta vegam etan veganja vishayeta dhira sarvam apimam prithivim shashishat. Anybody has different tone or this is okay? It's okay? Okay. Attahara prayasascha prajalpa niyamagraha janasangascha laulancha sadbhir bhakti vinasati utsaha nischaya dhairya tattad karma pravartanat sangate gat sato vritte Sadbhir bhakti prasiddhati dadati prati ginnati guhyam aikhyati prichhati bhunte bhujayate chaiva sadbhidham pritilakshanam krishneti jassa giritam manasa driyeta Dikshasti cheta pranata vishya bhajantam isham Shusrushaya bhajana vijnanananna Nindadi sunnaridham ipshita sangalabdha Driste sabhava janite vapushasya doshe Na prakritattamiha bhakta janasya pashet Gangam bhasam na khalu budbud fena panket Brahma davattam apagacchati niradharme Seta Krishna nama charita disita pavidda Pitta upatapta rasanasa narochikanu Kintu adarat anudinam khalu shaiva justa Sadhi kramad bhavati tadagadamulahanti. तन्नामरूपचरितादिषु कीर्तनानु स्मृतो क्रमेण रसना मनसि नियोज्य तिष्ठन् व्रजेत धनुरागी जनानुगामी कालं नयेत् अखिलामिति उपदेशसारम् वैकुण्ठजनितवरा मधुपरि तत्रापि रसोत्सवात् बृन्दारण्यम् उदरपानिरमनात् तत्रापि गोवर्धनम् राधाकुञ्जम् अपि कुलपते प्रेमामृतप्लावनात् ऊर्जाधस्य विराजतो कार्मिभ्यपरितो हरे प्रियतया व्यक्तिं जयुर्गेनिनस् तेभ्यगेन विमुक्त भक्ति परम प्रेमैकनिष्ठास्तता तेभ्यस्तः पशुपाल पंकज दृश्यतेभ्योऽपि शराधिका प्रेष्टा तावदीयं तदीय सरसीतं निश्यति कः प्रीति कृष्णैश्चे प्रणय वसति प्रेयसीभ्यपि राधा कुन्दं चष्या मुनिभिरभितस्तद्विगे भवेदयि यत्प्रेष्टे अपि अलमसुलभं किं पुनर्भक्तिभाजम् तत्प्रमेदं सकृतपीशार स्नात विष्करोति. Thank you so much. But we'll improve. And if you come up with something very good melody, easy. I think there is two chandas, so it's not easy. In Saragustami Saga, we just sing, was that? Vande Rupa Sanatana Raghujugo Sri Jiva Gopala. That's a very nice, whoever picked it up. Because Ridhanda Maharaj asked Prabhupada, how can I understand Radha Krishna's pastimes more close? Prabhupada said, this Saragustami Astakam. Try to sing. So they arranged Prabhupada to sing. There's a 2 recording of Prabhupada's on there. 1 recording has complete. Another recording only up to 4. Then stopped. You know why? Prabhupada was overwhelmed and he started crying, voice choked. Of course, he has a 2 version on that. Later on, they say, Prabhupada, what happened? He said, oh, just forgot. No, it's not forgot. He could not sing anymore. His voice was choked. He's so close to service. Okay. Thank you. Anybody has any question, or should we take 10-minute break, Prabhu? Yes, no? Yeah? Okay. Everybody need to get up and stretch a little bit? Good. Do that, please. Hare Krishna.
Okay, so Temple Mataji, she sent a video of the same thing with like a nice tune to it. So I was wondering if tomorrow for the next session
You can sing.
No, I'm still learning.
We all can learn. You mean adapt that tune?
Yeah.
We can do that,
yeah,
but
so
you have to
it's
start it.
Okay. Okay. I'll
You
do it
start.
at 4 o'clock. 4
Yeah.
o'clock session.
Endeavor it and then it will go with.
Okay.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mother Satyabhama Devi.
Prabhuji, the first 4 or 5 verses we sing in a slightly different tune. Maybe if you like, then I can share.
Sure. You want to send to me? You are, yeah, you can send it to me. I'll post it.
Can I just try telling you how it is? Like I can just
Sure,
try the first
go for
one.
it.
One
Go
second, Prabhuji. I'm opening it so that I don't make any mistake. 1 second.
Okay.
So the first one, वाचो वेगं मनस क्रोध वेगं जिह्वा वेगं उदरोपस्थ वेगं एतान् वेगान् यो विषहेत धीरः सर्वामपि मां पृथिवीं च शिष्यात्. It goes like this, Prabhuji.
Very nice.
The next one I'll tell you again. 1 second. अत्याहार प्रयासश्च प्रजल्पो नियमाग्रह जनसंगश्च लौल्यं च षड्भिर्भक्तिर्विनश्यति. उत्साह निश्चया धैर्या तत्तत् कर्म प्रवर्तनात् संगता त्यागा सतो वृत्ते षड्भिर्भक्ति प्रसीदति. ददाति प्रतिगृह्णाति गुह्यमाख्याति पृच्छति भुङ्क्ते भोज्यते चैव षड्विधं प्रीतिलक्षणम्. And the fifth one goes in a different tune, Prabhuji. कृष्णेति यस्य गिरितं मनसा द्रियेत दीक्षास्ति चेत प्रणतिभिः च भजन्त ईशं शुश्रूषया भजन विज्ञाम् अनन्यमन्या निन्दादिशून्यं हृदमीप्सित संगलब्ध्या. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank
That's
you.
very nice. You have the tune for all the sloka?
I will check for the other. These 5 I remember.
Mother, why don't you record it and I'll post it in our group here so they can be familiar.
Okay, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yesterday, I heard your lecture on Bhakti Sangha, Prabhuji. It was wonderful and you really clarified us on the dream and how I could connect this present life to the dream. It was wonderful, Prabhuji.
Yesterday. Oh, Sunday, you mean? Oh, it was
Bhakti
Sunday
Sangha,
yesterday.
yes.
Yeah, that's right.
Yesterday, yes.
Yeah. Oh, I'm glad you liked it. Please pray for me and bless
Yes, Prabhuji. Lot of revelations you made. So I really wanted to connect to you after a long time.
I met one devotee there. Her husband took initiation yesterday. His Holiness Bir Krishna Goswami, and she's from Andhra also.
Okay, okay.
Visakhapatnam.
Okay, okay.
There's a different name called Vizag or some Vizag.
Vizag, Visakhapatnam, Vizag. Vizag is a short name for Visakhapatnam.
So I would like to, like, if possible, if she asks me, because she didn't take initiation, she's just thinking seriously, but she also said, I have a attachment to Shiva also. I'm coming, but I'm not ready yet. So I thought, our explanation is good, but when there is a association, someone who comes from the same background, I thought of you and I mentioned your name. I said, there is a great devotee in our WhatsApp group and she comes from a Saivite family. You are from Andhra, right?
Tamil Nadu, yeah, but I know Andhra, they're close by.
But do you speak Telugu?
Yeah, I can understand Telugu very nicely.
Oh.
I can speak broken Telugu.
So will that be okay if I give you
Prabhuji, you can ask her to call me. Yeah.
Sure. That will be great.
Prabhuji, this class is happening in Houston, is it? Texas?
This class is happening in Deland.
Okay.
Deland is Bhakti Charu Maharaj's only project in America.
Deland. Okay.
Yeah. It's a one word, Deland.
Okay, because I think I met that Mataji in Houston. The Mataji is walking behind with Japmala. I recently saw her in Houston Temple in March.
Jai Shri Gaurnitai. Mark, nice to hear from you. You're from Florida. You can say loudly.
So the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu were the six Goswamis and only disciples, so did you have like more disciples? Sorry.
Did Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had more disciples?
Are the six Goswamis are his disciples?
Well, more, because Anupam is not a six Goswami, but Anupam was also delivered by Mahaprabhu. Haridas Thakur. What do you mean? What is disciple means? You are disciple of Lord Chaitanya also. You are following him, no?
So did he give like formal discipleship or he just had followers, but never prominent followers?
Well, with Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, he changed the name. And so he did a lot of things with them. He instructed them directly. With Anupam, I don't see any record that he instructed. He did instruct through indirectly, through Sanatana Goswami Pad, to Rupa Goswami Pad. Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami tried to, would you say convert? No, testing. Say, think of Radha Krishna. You know that pastime. But every time he thinks of Radha Krishna, Sitaram appear in front of him. And he feels so guilty. It went by whole night and then he cried and cried and cried. And in the morning, it's like his brother came and what happened? He didn't sleep. Whole night he was crying because every time he think of Radha Krishna, I want to follow my brother. I want to follow Lord Chaitanya. Lord Chaitanya gave him the name. His Anupam was given the name. But the thing is, when Mahaprabhu asked Rupa Goswami, so what happened to Anupam? He said he cried and cried and cried, and in the morning he apologized. He said, I'm sorry, I cannot worship Radha Krishna because every time I think of Radha Krishna, Sitaram just appear in front of. Wow, I was like, that's a great. Because he has that kind of relationship. Same thing with Murari Gupta. Venkat Bhatta's case, Mahaprabhu tested also. So Venkat Bhatta, you can say, they are also got instruction from Mahaprabhu. So they are also disciple. They are already Vaishnava. But this conception, Krishna is the origin of all, was established there. What is that? Siddhantastu abhedapi Srisha Krishna Sarupayo Rashena Utkrishyate Esha Krishna Rupam Rashastiti. To a Narayan worshipper, you don't worship Narayan without Lakshmi Devi. And to challenge that Lakshmi Devi is not chaste, how can you say like this? It's like choking somebody's throat. So he was giving counter logic. Well, Krishna and Narayan are same. So if a girl is married to a husband, see, logic gives. If girl married to a husband, she loves her husband, but one day husband was displaying a play. In the play, he took a different role, dress, defense, and he looks so handsome. And so there is no difference. It's the same husband, just playing the role of Krishna. Mahaprabhu said, okay, but I'm not buying that philosophy. Because it is the same person, then why she gives up her husband's service and doing meditation instead of serving husband? And then Venkat Bhatta says, where is the evidence? So chapter 16, 10th canto. You look at the verses, 10.16, you will be like, wow! The Naga Patni, the wives of the Kaliya. Kaliya has two chapters, 16 and 17. They are praying to Krishna. What did our husband do? He's such a rascal. Demoniac. Even bird does not fly over this lake. where his residence was. His residence had a 8 square mile. It's called Jalastamba Vidya. Okay, I'm trying to make it small story instead of going like, because there's a whole details given. He had a mystic power, Kaliya. Under the water, he made a palace, and he has millions of children, grandchildren, they all live happily. And how they eat? Because bird flies, drops. The poison is so affecting, even the bird cannot fly over. Demigod don't come there. Can you imagine? What kind of power is that? Demigod would not come. Because everybody dies. So poisonous. Anyway, so the wives, they are pure devotee. We can put a logic later on why pure devotee would marry such a big demon. I'm not going to talk about it because this has a big facets. But the point here, the wives were praying, my Lord, is our 10 minutes over? Okay, I'll finish this story within 1 minute. So then praise, what our husband, what did he do that you are forcing to give him mercy by your footprint? He's such a rascal. But Lakshmi Devi is meditating from long time. So when Venkata Bhatta opened the Bhagavatam, he's a reciter. He knows also Shastra, but he missed that line. You know, it's very interesting. I was thinking like, we may read Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, but what you are looking for, you will see. What you are not looking for, you will not see, even it is there. Many instances like this. So then Venkata Bhatta say, oh yeah, it is in Bhagavatam. How come I recite, I talk about Bhagavatam, I never saw that line? What is your answer? Why he didn't see that line that Lakshmi Devi is meditating for mercy? So Mahaprabhu put a very big logic. Of course, the conversation went with the logic. At the end, he comes. Okay, maybe nobody got it. Krishna's mercy. Mahaprabhu said, oh, no. Because Mahaprabhu came to give that Krishna's mercy. He said, no. There is a record, 47th chapter. Uddhava says, Shruti, you can go, Madhya chapter 9. Shrutigan Gopiganer Anugata Hayya Brajeshwari Shutavaje Brajabhava Layya Bhajya Antar Jave Gopi Deha Pailo Sei Dehe Krishna Sange Raso Kirya Koilo. He gave the whole reference. Then Venkata Bhatta like a dumbstruck. He said, I recite Bhagavatam. I never saw those verses. I recited those verses, but I didn't see it. How is possible? Because he is not looking for it. He is Lakshminarayan worshipper. He's not looking for intimacy between Krishna and the gopis and Brajabasis, you know, climbing, riding. You know, when Guruji went to Narad Muni, Hanumanji said, Lord is calling you. He said, where? In Vrindavan. Oh, you please tell him that I'm a little old and I'm tired of flying. Is that possible? Hanuman talks like this? Impossible. Never talks. So Narad Muni intervened. How can you say like this? That you are tired, you cannot go? You are the number one emblem of service. You jumped. Said, yes. But very difficult for me to, when I heard this lady showing a stick to my Lord, and he's trembling. I can't think. I don't want to go anywhere. I just cannot comprehend. It's impossible. I don't know what to do at that time. I rather not see this. So does Hanuman knows about Brajalila? Yes. Why he doesn't want to come? Because he has an attachment. He's my Lord. I am his servant. How can he be scared of some ladies? Of course, there was Mother Joshoda. But he said, some ladies scaring my Lord, it's impossible. He's God. Is there anything wrong? No, nothing wrong. That's his mood. You follow? So what Mahaprabhu came to give is very rare. What was your original question? We went off.
Yeah, are the 6 Goswamis considered his disciples, or did he have any disciples? Or...
Mahaprabhu. Yeah, they are his disciples. He changed their name. He initiated them. He instructed them. This is what Nectar of Instruction is. Rupa Goswami Pad spent 10 days in Dasar-Samet Ghat and in Jagannath Puri. Their personal instruction, and he changed their name, so they are his disciple, direct disciple. It's true. Okay, we are back to this. So I'm going to, because of the time frame, I'm going to show you a small PPT. Sorry. Oh, the mic. Hare Krishna. Is that visible, everyone? Because today you learned also another thing, that whenever you read any book of Prabhupada or anyone, always focus this jantram, mantram, tantram. You'll see your vision changes. Who wrote Nectar of Instruction? You think, oh, this is Rupa Goswami Pada. He is there in his instruction. You are associating with Rupa Goswami Pada just by talking about Nectar of Instruction. Is that clear? Srila Prabhupada says, so why are you asking this question? Well, because people are reading books and they're becoming devotee, but they're not your disciple. And Prabhupada says also, of course, we are not taking everything Ritik says, but here Prabhupada says, they are reading my books, say yes. They are following, say yes. Then they are my disciple. So he did say certain thing, that when you actually follow, like when we are following Rupa Goswami Pad's instruction, we are actually associating with him. Do not separate spiritual consciousness is separate from the person. Person is the spiritual, made of spiritual consciousness. Is that clear? Krishna and Krishna consciousness inseparable. You cannot separate. Actually, everything is connected. If you have the last verse of Brahma Samhita, we have Brahma Samhita here. Last verse, you can see that everything is connected. Not to see it is illusion, actually. Okay. So about Rupa Goswami Pada, just few minutes. Why did it come like this? Okay, we're going to read it. Can someone give the microphone and just read one by one, please? So whenever you think of Rupa Goswami Pada, I want you to think few things. And next few days, I'm going to ask you directly. You better be prepared to answer. Rupa Goswami Pada, three things. I mean, it can be more, but minimum I found from his teaching. Three things we should remember. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to establish uniform standard and consistency among followers in different geographical locations. This is one. Second is to preserve the purity and authenticity of the process for generation to come. You can see anywhere in the world, you go to Mangalarti, is the same. Samsara Dava Nalalira Loka. Now you come to Deland, you see they sing Kabe Habe Bala. It's a Mangalarti, but why they're singing this? And then you go to Los Angeles, they're singing Ek Dini Prabhu Santipure. But you don't see this in ISKCON. You see the same Mangalarti, same standard, same purity everywhere. It's so nice. Prabhupada is genius. I tell you why, because I had an experience of going to another Sangha many years back. Like, I won't go details. But each group, they sing different Mangalarti. I'm thinking like, okay, I didn't understand why. But now I see it is not good. It is good to have a standardized, systematic that which will benefit the most. And then you can relate anywhere in the world you go or anywhere you go, you are expecting. Okay, Guru Puja means Sri Guru Charana Padma. Why? Because Prabhupada established this. Why did Prabhupada do this? Because the person who composed it, after tremendous need of Guru's presence in his life, Ganganaran Chakraborty burst out crying to Narottam Das Thakur, you cannot leave. You have to deliver these Brahmanas. They are criticizing Krishna consciousness. Please, 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 Gurudev, no, you cannot leave. He was crying. Narottam Das Thakur left. His dead body, you can say, departed body is there. Literally, Narottam Das Thakur came out and moved those wood. You know how they put the body? They put it like stack of wood, then the body, and then stack of wood. He literally moved and he came out. Everybody was shocked. All these Brahmanas that criticizing were there, thousands of them. They were like shocked. Then Narottam Das Thakur went to them, smashed their ego, made them devotee, made them disciple, went to temple and wrote this song, first song, after he came out of his departure. Twice. Next time happened where his body melted into milk and merged into Ganges water. You probably heard it. So this song that we sing, when Prabhupada heard it, Prabhupada came out, Balavanta Prabhu is still alive. He gives this story that Prabhupada came out from a morning walk and he generally goes and he sits there and he sits there. Every day he has a gong and the stick, hammer, and you do this, or he has a kortal sometimes, but generally gong with this. But that day he didn't take anything and he just put his head down and just closed his eye. Whole Guru Puja. And then when they finished singing, came out, the new book came of Achyutananda Swami's that time. Then Prabhupada went outside and he put on his shoes. He said, do they know what they're singing? You should also read the translation. This is the most powerful song. And Prabhupada was so emotional. He didn't even speak. Generally, he goes with the song. But that day he was not. So this song that we sing has a tremendous power behind it. You follow? When, how, who. So Narottam Das Thakur wrote it. The ultimate Guru's blessing. So we sing. Now if you go to every temple in ISKCON, you hear the same song. Then you feel energized. If you sing different song, I'm not against different song, but it doesn't evoke the affection for Guru. It makes sense? So standardize. Then third was to facilitate wider proliferation, like propagate of the Harinam Sankirtan movement. So these three things, to do three things, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu selected these 6 Goswami, very special reason. Now 6 Goswami, they had 4 things. When you express gratitude, you can also express Rupa Goswami Pad. Who were they? They are well educated. Well educated means they know what is outside world things. Sanatana Goswami Pad, they are prime minister. You follow? Minister under beefeater emperor, Hussain Shah. Hussain Shah was a king, very powerful king. He was torturing others, and conquering Orissa, Bengal, here, there, one by one. The point is why they got recruited, because few reasons. One of the reasons was they are very well educated. If you have a Brahma Samhita, anybody has 5.58, you please look at it. It's very important. I mentioned this before. Today I'm going to hammer it on this few minutes. So first, Rupa Goswami Pad, 6 Goswamis, what is their first qualification? Well educated. It is not some guy who doesn't know what he's talking. No, not like this. They are fully aware. They went through Oxford, Harvard, whatever you call at that time. Second was managerially, streetwise. They knew who is who. When you are a minister under king, you know who is who, how to talk, and what they need. They are very erudite, streetwise. Streetwise means they are fully aware how to communicate with what kind of people. So their writing is very applicable to every classes. Third was their spiritual. Jai Sisi, Gornitai Bhagwan ki Jai. You can see it show this. Okay. This is a good camera. Thank you. So they had this 4 quality. What was the first one? They are well educated. Second, managerially, streetwise means they are very expert, genius, sharp. Third was spiritually very deep understanding. They are not just following Lord Chaitanya. Actually, they had a very deep realization, deep understanding. They knew all the Siddhanta. Sanatana Goswami, you know, he knew Persian language, Arab language, Bengali, Sanskrit, Hindi. He was fully aware of all this language. And what concept of God, when you read Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he knew Christianity more than Christian in America, I find. I literally had a nice discussion with this church minister. I said, you know, Saint Peter, when Jesus asked Saint Peter, because I just had a recently discussion that you will betray me, Peter. Master, no, absolutely not. Peter, you're going to betray me. He said, it is not possible. Then Jesus again repeated, Peter, you're going to betray me. You know, the scribe and priest, when they finally bribed Judas to recognize who is the Messiah, they got Jesus. What happened? They went to Peter, Saint Peter. And they asked him, are you one of them? No, no, no. I don't know them. I think you are one of them. No, no, no. He denied 3 times what Jesus says. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, I'm just giving one little synopsis. Bhaktivinoda Thakur was fully aware of what Christianity is. He says, surrender means you always align with Master. If Master sees something I am doing wrong, you say, yes, please purify me. Please correct me. He said, that was the mistake of understanding Guru. Guru should be like this. But Saint Peter is a saint. He has a very high quality. But our definition of surrender is different. We are fully aligned with Guru's idea. So different. And the 4th point was spotless in character. If the person who is giving you spiritual knowledge, his character has to be acceptable always. Not that he smokes sometime, but when he speaks good. No. No. 4 regulative principle has to be intact. And these Goswamis are perfectly positioned. Even I think one lecture was the Prabhupada says, the Mirabai wanted to see, and Rupa Goswami says, I don't see another lady and a male body. It was not he was trying to put like Krishna and me like a competition. No, it was just a conversation that he wanted to avoid to converse. And like Govinda Dasi, she's like a daughter. She's American young girl. Prabhupada is old grandfather age. But Prabhupada says, when I am alone in the room, it's better you don't come alone. There has to be standard for sannyasi. So either you come with somebody or when someone else, you come. It is not nice that when. And then Govinda Dasi, she said to us, you know, I was just a young, like a granddaughter, but still there is a standard. When a speaker should have a spotless character, then people will take it. Don't put a logic. Well, he has a bhakti. Don't put a logic. It's good. Because Goswamis, they did these 4 things. They are well educated, managerially streetwise, spiritually very deep, and spotless in character. This is Rupa Goswami Pada.
Even his own sister, Prabhupada,
yes. Prabhupada with his sister, he said it is not good to be. Okay, so we are going to start with this. you can pass the microphone and let us start with this introduction. Can you read it, Prabhu?
Where is this, Prabhu?
Yeah, just the introduction and the about the author. Just read. Yes.
Sri Rupa Goswami's Upadeshamrita is a set of 11 verses that constitute the fundamental instructions to guide our activities in the practice of sadhana bhakti. Upadesha means instruction and Amrita means nectar. It is a book of nectarian instructions for all the practitioners of bhakti yoga. Sri Rupa Goswami appeared in this world in 1489 in a Brahmin family in East Bengal. He first met Mahaprabhu in Ramkheli in 1314, personally empowered by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to preach the bhakti cults all over the world by writing transcendental literatures. Sri Rupa Goswami delved into 9 of the devotional conclusions, which is found in Srimad Bhagavatam. Extracting the essence of these, he compiled many books such as Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Vidyada Madhavan, and Lalita Madhava, but Upadeshamrita constitutes the first instruction for any of activities.
Thank you.
So, Prabhuji, if you don't mind, can you make it a full screen? Just the font is too little that you would. At the bottom, you should see that. It's behind the room.
I thought I knew. Let's see. Is it in the more?
You can go to the view tab on the tab.
Where?
And is it on the left? Slide. Am I going there? Slide. More
Slide
left.
shorter? No. Oh my God, where did they come?
See, there is on the top there, next to the save button. Next to the save, up in the save, next to save. No, up. Further up here.
All the way to the
Here,
top.
here,
I
see.
see. They have way too many buttons on that app.
Ah, now oh. Okay. Thank you. How did you do it? I have to remember it. Okay, thank you. Purna Chandra Prabhu is genius. Okay, next.
Once at Jagannath Puri, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took his intimate devotees to the shore of the ocean. Seeing the blue ocean, he remembered Shamsundar and became overwhelmed by the excessive separation from that ocean. When he came to external consciousness, he began to instruct devotees, among whom was Sri Rupa. He recorded those instructions in the form of 11 verses that became famous. Let's see this on the video.
Very nice. Next. You will see it when we read the purport of Prabhupada. You will see Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur said this, Bhaktivinoda Thakur said this. So you just be little introduction on this. So you will be. I can send you after. Okay. Go ahead. The nectar of instruction. Go in a theme.
First, nectar of instruction. Deland was only give us Sri Upadeshamrita to guide our activities so that we may become pure Vaishnavas So the one thing we can Goswami by controlling his mind and senses to make our lives successful.
Is that too small? This just I mean, I'll send you this so you can see text 1, what are you expecting, text 2, 3, 4, like what are you going to expect all the way to 11. So you don't have to read that, but you'll see it in your iPhone. Or so 1 to 7 will be Vaidhi Sadhan Bhakti. 1 to 7 will be Vaidhi Sadhan Bhakti, which we can, 1 or 3, okay. We can start with that text 1. So let us begin, maybe we can start reading. Is that good? Yeah. Otherwise, this slide may confuse us. We want to go parallel. Who is going to start? You want to start? Yes. Microphone.
With the Sanskrit or the translation?
You can read whatever you like. Sanskrit is always good.
Vacho vegan rasana vegan. Jiva vegan vasa vegan. Ekam vegan vishavigan sarvam abhiman sashishta. A sober person who can tolerate the urge to speak, the mind's demands, the action of anger, the ignorance of the tongue, belly, and mental is qualified to make the segment all the way.
Purport?
In Srimad Bhagavatam 6.1.9 through 10, Parikshit Maharaj placed a number of intelligent questions in Lord Shukadeva Goswami. One of these questions was, why do people undergo atonement if they cannot control the senses? For instance, a thief may know perfectly well that he may be arrested for his stealing, and he may actually even see another thief arrested by the police, yet he continues to steal. Experience is gathered by hearing and seeing. One who is less intelligent gathers experience by seeing. One who is more intelligent gathers experience by hearing. When an intelligent person hears from the law books and shastras or scriptures that stealing is not good, and hears that a thief is punished when arrested, he refrains from theft. A less intelligent person may first have to be arrested and punished for stealing to learn to stop stealing. However, a rascal, a foolish man, may have the experience of both hearing and seeing, and may even be punished, but still he continues to steal. Even if such a person atones and is punished by the government, he will again commit theft as soon as he comes out of jail. If punishment in jail is considered atonement, what is the benefit of such atonement? Thus Parikshit Maharaj inquired. Krishna Yaspakam, Janam Apiyatmanakam, Karoti Vyulasha, Prayashtikam Atokadam, Vachi Nirasate Bagrat, Vachi Charaki Tatpuraha. Prayashtikam Atopakam, Mani Kunjarat Shojavat. Parikshit Maharaj compared atonement to an elephant's bathing. The elephant may take a very nice bath in the river, but as soon as it comes onto the bank, it throws dirt all over its body. What then is the value of its bathing? Similarly, many spiritual practitioners chant the Hare Krishna mantra and at the same time commit many forbidden things, thinking that their chanting will counteract their offenses. Of the 10 types of offenses one can commit while chanting the holy name of the Lord, this offense is called Namno Valadasyapi Bhavati, committing sinful activities on the strength of chanting the Hare Krishna mantra. Similarly, certain Christians go to church to confess their sins, thinking that confessing their sins before a priest and performing some penance will relieve them from the results of their weekly sins. As soon as Saturday is over and Sunday comes, they again begin their sinful activities, expecting to be forgiven the next Saturday. This kind of prayashta, or atonement, is condemned by Parikshit Maharaj, the most intelligent king of his time. Shukadeva Goswami, equally intelligent, as befitting the spiritual master of Maharaj Parikshit, answered the king and confirmed that his statement concerning atonement was correct. A sinful activity cannot be counteracted by a pious activity. Thus, real prayashta, atonement, is the awakening of our dormant Krishna consciousness.
Very good. So we finished the first one. How far are you? Halfway?
That was one paragraph.
Oh. Next, Jagannath Prabhu.
There's many more things.
Yeah.
We'll finish that and then
40 pages.
40 pages. 14 on the first sloka.
Yeah.
Okay, let's read this one sloka and then see. Because we can talk also about it and summarize it. But let's see the first try, how it works. Okay.
Real atonement involves coming to real knowledge, and for this there is a standard process. When one follows a regulated hygienic process, he does not fall sick. The human being is meant to be trained according to certain principles to abide his original knowledge. Such a methodical life is described as tafasya. One can be gradually elevated to the standard of real knowledge or Krishna consciousness by practicing austerity and celibacy, brahmacharya, by controlling the mind, by controlling the senses, by giving up one's possessions in charity, by being avowedly truthful, by keeping clean, and by practicing yoga asanas. However, if one is fortunate enough to get the association of a pure devotee, he can easily surpass all the practices for controlling the mind by the mystic yoga process, simply by following the regular principles of Krishna consciousness, refraining from illicit sex, meat eating, intoxication, and gambling, and by engaging in the service of the Supreme Lord under the direction of the glorified spiritual master. This easy process is being recommended by Srila Rupa Goswami. First, one must control his speaking power. Every one of us has the power of speech. As soon as we get an opportunity, we begin to speak. If we do not speak about Krishna consciousness, we speak about all sorts of nonsense. A toad in a field speaks by croaking, and similarly, everyone who has a tongue wants to speak, even if all he has to say is nonsense. The croaking of the toad, however, simply invites the snake. Please come here and eat me. Nevertheless, although it is inviting death, the toad goes on croaking. The talking of materialistic men and impersonalist Mayavadi philosophers may be compared to the croaking of frogs. They are always speaking nonsense and thus inviting death to catch them. Controlling speech, however, does not mean self-imposed silence, the external process of moment. As Mayavadi philosophers think, silence may appear helpful for some time, but ultimately it leads to failure. By contrast, the controlled speech advocated by Srila Rupa Goswami is the positive process of Krishna Kata, engaging the speaking process in glorifying the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna. The tongue can thus glorify the name, form, qualities, and pastimes of the Lord. The creature of Krishna Kata is always beyond the clutches of death. This is the significance of controlling the urge to speak.
Next, please.
The restlessness or fickleness of the mind, Manaveka, is controlled when one can fix his mind on the lotus feet of Krishna. Chaitanya Charitamrita, 1922:31 says, Krishna Surya Samna, Maya Haya and Dharkara. Yahan Krishna Kahan Mahi, Mayara Harikara. Krishna is just like the sun, and Maya is just like darkness. If the sun is present, there is no question of darkness. Similarly, if Krishna is present in the mind, there is no possibility of the mind being agitated by Maya's influence. The yogic process of negating all material thoughts will not help. To try to create a vacuum in the mind is artificial. The vacuum will not remain. However, if one always thinks of Krishna and how to serve Krishna best, one's mind will naturally be controlled.
Similarly, anger can be controlled. We cannot stop anger altogether, but if we simply become angry with those who blaspheme the Lord or the devotees of the Lord, we control our anger in Krishna consciousness. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became angry with the miscreant brothers, Ajay and Man, who blasphemed and struck the Chaitanya. In his Shishtastika, Lord Chaitanya wrote, Pranam one should be humbler than the grass and more tolerant than the tree. One may then ask why the Lord exceeded his anger. The point is that one should be ready to accommodate all insults in one's own self. But when Krishna or his pure devotees blaspheme, a genuine devotee becomes angry and acts like fire against the offenders. Through anger cannot be stopped, but it can be applied the right way. It was in anger that Hanuman set fire to Lanka, but he is worshipped as the greatest devotee of Lord Ramachandra. This means that he utilized his anger in the right way. Arjuna serves as another example. He was not willing to fight, but Krishna incited himself. We must fight. To fight without anger is not possible. Anger is control. However, when utilized in the service of the Lord.
Next.
As far the appearance of the tongue is well, we all experience that the tongue wants to eat palatable dishes. Generally, we should not allow the tongue to eat according to its choice, but should control the tongue by simply prasadam. The devotee's attitude is that he will eat only when Krishna gives him prasadam. That is the way to control the urge of the tongue. One should take prasadam at scheduled time and should not eat in restaurant or sweetmeat shops simply to satisfy the needs of the tongue or belly. If we stick to the principle of taking only prasadam, the urge of the belly and tongue can be controlled. In a similar manner, the urge of the genitals, the sex impulse can be controlled when not used necessarily. The genitals should be used to create a Krishna conscious child, otherwise they should not be used. The Krishna conscious movement encouraged marriage not for the satisfaction of the genitals, but for the creation of Krishna conscious children. As soon as the children are a little grown up, they are sent to our Gurukul school, where they are trained to become fully Krishna conscious devotees. Many such Krishna conscious children are required, and one who is capable of bringing forth Krishna conscious offspring is allowed to utilize his genital. When one is fully practiced in a method of Krishna conscious control, he can become qualified to be a bona fide spiritual master. In this Anuvritti explanation of the information method, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur writes that our material identification creates three kinds of urge: the urge to speak, the urge of demand, of the mind, and the demands of the body. When a living entity falls victim to these three types of urge, his life becomes inauspicious. One who practices resisting these demands or urge is called a tapasya, or one who practices austerity. By such tapasya, one can overcome determination by the material energy, the external potency of the Supreme Personality of God.
When we refer to us to speak, we refer to useless talking, such as that of the impersonal Mayavadi philosophers, or of a person's engaged in certain activities, technically called karmakanda, or of materialistic people, who simply want to enjoy life without restriction. All such calls or precursors are practical exhibitions of the artist state. Many people are talking
nonsensically, and writing volumes of useless books. And all this is the result of the Earth's state. To counter this tendency, we have to divert our talking to the subject of Krishna. This is explained in Srimad Bhagavatam, Mandal 5, 10 and 11. Naya Vachas Chitra Padam Hare Naso Jagat Pavitra Pagrinita Karichit Tat Varyasam Ikam Usanti Manasa Nayata Hamsa Nira Hampi Usit Sayam. Those words which do not describe the glories of the Lord, who alone can sanctify the atmosphere of the whole universe, are considered by saintly persons to be like unto a place of pilgrimage for souls. Since the all perfect persons are inhabitants of the transcendental abode, they do not derive any pleasure there.
Sam?
Thank God we celebrate every time Yasmin Prati Sriram Babat Namani Nani Kasi Vishwa and Suddenly randomly on the other hand, rapid trade services full of restrictions of the vaccinated release of pain, forms, strengths, etc. of the unlimited supreme world is a different reason. Full of fascinating words, electric words, bringing about the revolution in the infamous lives of this world's misdirected civilization. Such fascinating literatures, even though imperfectly composed, are more sound minutes are purified men who are thoroughly cleansed. The conclusion is that only when we talk about devotional service to the Supreme Personality of God can we refrain from useless, nonsensical talk. We should always endeavor to use our speaking power solely for the purpose of realizing the Supreme Supreme. As for the education of the fickleness mind, they are divided into two categories. The first is called Aviroda Priti or unrestricted actions, and the other is called Viroda Yukta Roda, anger raised from the frustration, adoration to the philosophy of the Mayavadi. Before in the fruitive results of the karma vadis and brief in plans based on materialistic desires are called aviroda jnani studies and materialist plans makes general attract the attention of conditioned souls. But when the materialists cannot fulfill their plans and when they divides or frustrated, they become angry. So frustration of material desires produce anger. Similarly, the demigods of demands of the body can be divided into three categories. The demands of the tongue, the belly, and the genital. One may observe that their three senses are physically situated in the straight line as far as the body is concerned, and that the
bodily demands begin with the tongue. If one can restrain the demands of the tongue by limiting its activities to the eating of prasadam, the urge of the belly and the genitals can automatically be controlled in this connection. Shri Bhaktivinoda Thakur says,
Sarira with together. Sarira Vitaja Jarendriya Taheka Jive Fele Visaya Dharma Dejivayoti Loha Mai Sudharmati Takejeta Kotina Sansare Phil Krishna Paradaya Mai Karivare Jiva Jai Shah Prasadan Tila Bhai Hey Annamrita Pao Radha Krishna Gunagal Premedako Chaitanya Nitai.
O Lord, this material body is a lump of ignorance, and the senses are a network of paths leading to death. Somehow or the other, we have fallen into the ocean of material sense enjoyment, and of all the senses, the tongue is the most voracious and uncontrollable. It is very difficult to conquer the tongue in this world. But you, dear Krishna, are very kind to us. You have sent this nice prasadam to help us conquer the tongue. Therefore, let us take this prasadam to our full satisfaction and glorify your lordship, Sri Radha and Krishna, and in love call for the help of Lord Chaitanya and Prabhu Nityananda. There are 6 kinds of rasas means taste, and if one is agitated by any one of them, he becomes controlled by the urges of the tongue. Some persons are attracted to eating of meat, fish, crabs, eggs, and other things produced by semen and blood and eaten in the form of dead bodies. Others are attracted by eating vegetables, creepers, spinach, or milk products. But all for the satisfaction of the tongue's demands. Such eating for the sense gratification, including the use of extra quantities of spices like chili and tamarind, is to be given up by Krishna conscious persons. The use of palm, the betel nuts, various spices used in pan making, tobacco, LSD, marijuana, opium liquor, coffee, and tea is indulged to fulfill illicit demands. If we can practice accepting only the remnants of the food offered to Krishna, it is possible to get free from Maya's victimization. Vegetables, grains, fruits, milk products, and water are proper foods to offer to the Lord, as Lord Krishna himself prescribes. However, if one accepts prasadam only because of its palatable taste and thus eats too much, he also falls prey to trying to satisfy the demands of the tongue. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taught us to avoid very palatable dishes even while eating prasadam. If we offer palatable dishes to the deity with the intention of eating such a nice food, we are involved in trying to satisfy the demands of the tongue. If we accept the invitation of a rich man with the idea of receiving palatable food, we are also trying to satisfy the demands of the tongue. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, Antya Lila 6.227, it is stated that Jitvare lalasye ye iti
Utidai. Krishnashwar Parayan Krishna Nahi Pai.
Okay. That person who runs here and there seeking to gratify his palate and who is always attached to the desires of his stomach and genitals is unable to attain Krishna. As stated before, the tongue, belly, and genitals are all situated in a straight line and they fall into the same category. Lord Chaitanya has said, Balana do not dress luxuriously and do not eat delicious foods. Chaitanya Charitamrita Antya 6.236. Those who suffer from the disease of the stomach must be unable to control the urges of the belly, at least according to this analysis. When we desire to eat more than necessary, we automatically create many inconveniences in life. However, if we observe fasting days like Ekadasi and Janmashtami, we can restrain the demands of the belly.
as the urges of genitals are concerned, there are two, proper and improper, or legal and illegal. When a man is properly mature, he can marry according to the rules and regulations of the Shastras and use such genitals for begetting nice children. That is legal and religious. Otherwise, he may adopt many artificial means to satisfy the demands of the genitals, and he may not use any restraint. When one indulges in illicit sex, as defined by the Shastras, either by thinking, planning, talking about, or actually having sexual intercourse, or by satisfying the genitals by artificial means, is caught in the clutches of fire. These instructions apply not to the householders but also to Tyatis or those who are in a renounced order of life. In his book Prema Vivarta, chapter 7, Sri Jagadananda Pandita says,
Vairagi bhai gramma kata na sunibe kane gramma vartana kahibe jabe milibe ane স্বপনে না করো ভাই স্ত্রী সম্ভাষণ গৃহে স্ত্রী ছাড়িয়া ভাই আসিয়াছ বন যদি চাহ প্রণয় রাখিতে গৌরাঙ্গের সনে ছোট হরিদাসের কথা থাকে যেন মনে ভালো না খাইবে আর ভালো না পড়িবে হৃদয়ে রাধা কৃষ্ণ সর্বদা সেবিবে
Translation. My dear brother, you're in the renounced order of life and should not listen to talk about ordinary worldly things. Nor should you talk about worldly things when you meet with others. Do not think of women, even in dreams. You have accepted the renounced order of life with a vow that forbids you to associate with women. If you wish to associate with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, you must always remember the incident of Chota Haridasa and how he is rejected by the Lord. Do not eat luxurious dishes or dress in fine garments, but always remain humble and serve their Lordship, Sri Sri Radha Krishna, in your heart of hearts. The conclusion is that one who can control these items, speech, mind, anger, tongue, belly, and genitals, is to be called a Swami or a Goswami. Swami means master, and a Goswami means a master of the Lord or the senses. When one accepts the renounced order of life, he automatically assumes the title Swami. This does not mean that he is the master of his family, community, or society. He must be the master of his senses. Unless Swami is the master of his senses, he should not be called a Goswami, but Godasa, servant of the senses. Following is the footsteps of 6 Goswamis of Vrindavan. All the Swamis and the Goswamis should fully engage in the transcendental learning service of the Lord. As opposed to this, the Godasas engaged in the service of the senses or in the service of the material world. They have no other engagement.
Maharaj has further described the Buddhas as a Adanta, which refers to one whose senses are not controlled. And Adanta cannot become a servant of Krishna. It's like Bhagavad and Maharaj has said. Materne Krishna
Visham Tamishram Punah Punah
Adanta Govir Visham Tamishram Punah Punah for both must desire to continue their existence in this particular world for gratification of their senses. There is no chance of becoming Krishnas, not by personal endeavor, by instruction from others or by joint conferences. They are dragged by their unbridled senses into the darkest region of the earth, and thus they madly engage in what is called chewing the chew. There is this nice slope also, which if you allow me, I would like to sing for them.
Go ahead. Very nice. So we have done the text 1. Now my question is, next 10, what would you prefer?
I would prefer to first go close questions for this. So is it okay that we close book questions?
Okay.
On this flow.
And then go with
the second.
Okay.
That okay?
Let me hear from others. What do you prefer? Yeah.
What are our options? Like, are you interested? I don't know. I like reading the third one. Yeah, reading the third one. Maybe like doing questions, maybe after some paragraphs, or if you want to add something.
You mean between the reading, stop and discuss further? Or finish the whole reading, then discuss? No, you have to say it loudly, clearly. Finish the whole purport on each verse and then discuss. How many of you? Let me see. Raise your hand.
There are these questions in the book. It says closed book questions. So some of them I have answered, but some of I have questions. So if you can discuss it, there's one mark question, there's one sentence questions, which can easily find in purport also. But it's good to kind of go through it. It doesn't take long.
Okay.
Is that okay with everyone?
After each verse, we can go over the questions.
I'm sorry?
After each verse, we can go over the closed book questions that are within that.
At the end, you mean?
Yeah.
After each
reading them. Yeah.
right? Yeah, after each month, each flow, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm suggesting.
Yeah. So yeah, that's where discussion.
That's good.
Oh my God, you are like prepared.
You're experienced now.
Text 1. Close book, short answer question. Text 1. Define the term prayaschitta. Who would like to say? What is prayaschitta?
No, before that, there is this preface. Top of that.
Preface. Oh, from preface. We didn't even read the preface. It's only few pages. Let us read it. We have a few minutes. Oh, we are already over the time.
You want me to read from?
How many pages is preface? Is there one page?
Yeah, it's not long.
Please go for it.
Okay. So in preface, Prabhupada writes, the Krishna consciousness movement is conducted under the supervision of Sri Guru Goswami. The Gaudiya Vaishnavas or Bengali Vaishnavas are mostly followers of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, of whom the 6 Goswamis of Vrindavan are direct disciples. Therefore, Sri Narottam Das Thakur's son, Rupa Raghunatha Pade Haripya Ruti, Kabe Andhra, when I'm eager to understand the literature given by the Goswamis, then I shall be able to understand the transcendental loving affairs of Radha and Krishna. The Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared in order to bestow upon human society the benediction of science of Krishna. The most exalted of the activities of Lord Krishna are his pastimes of conjugal love with the gopis. The Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared in the mood of Srimati Radharani, the best of the gopis. Therefore, to understand the mission of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and following his footsteps, one must sincerely follow the footsteps of the 6 Goswamis: Rup, Sanatan, Bhatta Raghunath, Sri Ji, Gopal Bhatta, and Daso. Sri Rup Goswami was the leader of all the Goswamis, and to guide our activities, he gave us his as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu left behind him the 8 verses known as the 6 star letter. Sri Rup Goswami gave us the Updesamrita, so that we may become pure Vaishnava. This is also one of the questions. In all spiritual affairs, first.
Would you like to read the question before? Then while you're hearing, maybe that we can adapt every day. Is that good? Okay, good.
So first question is NOI is an authorized summary study of which Sanskrit word? That's the name of the NOI, but it's a summary study of what is Sanskrit.
Everybody understand the question?
Summary study.
The first question, right?
First question, NOI. NOI means what? Nectar of Instruction is an authorized summary study of which Sanskrit work? Upadeshamrita. Yeah?
Yeah. So I was a little confused about that.
Sri Ishopanishad. You have to add Sri. Sri Upadesha Amrita. Okay. What's the next question?
Under whose supervision is the Krishna consciousness movement conducted?
Under you? Oh, Rupa Goswami. Thank you. Okay. Next question.
What is one's first duty in all spiritual affairs? This will come.
What is the first duty in all spiritual affairs?
That's going to come. So very.
Huh?
Yes.
Very good.
So we just have only a couple more paragraphs. How about we finish reading those paragraphs, then we can answer all the questions.
But I thought from tomorrow, what we pick up from here, we'll read the question before we start reading the text.
That will be good.
Yeah. So we'll remember that. Okay, good. So read the question and then we'll read the.
So here is asking, what is one's first duty in all spiritual affairs? Is actually understand control of mind and senses. On what does our advancement in Krishna consciousness depend? Attitude. Okay. Number 5.
Attitude of you. Attitude of each of our attitude. Okay, good.
Define Goswami.
Do you become pure devotee first and then master of the, do you become pure devotee first, then become Goswami, or become Goswami first, then become pure devotee? Goswami first, then you all are already pure devotee. Very good. Yeah.
Okay, number 6. Sri Prabhupada compares NOI, Nectar of Instruction, with which 8 verses composed by Lord Chaitanya? That's right. 6 Shastra.
Very good.
And list the 3 other books by Sri Rupa Goswami mentioned in the scriptures.
And very good. You got the answer already. Okay, let's finish the rest.
Okay. So here is the answer. In all spiritual affairs, one's first duty is to control his mind and senses. Unless one controls his mind and senses, one cannot make any advancement in spiritual life. Everyone within this material world is engrossed in the mode of passion and ignorance. One must promote himself to the platform by following the instructions of the Goswami, and then everything concerning how to make further progress will be revealed. Advancement in Krishna consciousness depends on the attitude of the follower. So that's another question answer. A follower of the Krishna consciousness movement should become a perfect Vaishnava. Vaishnavas are generally known as Goswamis. In Vrindavan, this is the title by which the director of each temple is known. One who wants to become perfect devotee of Krishna must become a Goswami. Who means sensing Swami is the master. Unless one controls his senses and mind, one cannot become a Goswami. To achieve the highest success in life by becoming a Goswami, and then if you are devotee of the Lord, one must follow the instructions of known as Upadeshamrita, which have been given by Sri Rupa Goswami. Sri Rupa Goswami has given many other books such as Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Vidam Madhav, and Lagi Madhav. But the Upadeshamrita constitutes the first instruction for neophyte devotees. One should follow these instructions very strictly, then it will be easier to make one's life successful. Swami, September 20 of 1975, Ishtarum Mahotsav Krishna Raman Reddy,
Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So the 4 o'clock we'll do second and third together. Is that good? Please take prasadam plenty so you can rest. And we'll see you at 4 o'clock. Thank you. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Gaur Bhakta Binda ki jai.